Hello, friends, and welcome back to Movies, Munchies, and Moscato. I am Rhonda.
And I am Rochelle.
And we're just a couple of friends who love movies, television, and wine. So if that is something that interests you, please stick around and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Now it's time for movie and TV news and pop culture discussion. So first, original cast members of the movie High School Musical will star in season 4 of High School Musical, the series on Disney Plus. That's always such a mouthful to say.
Oh my gosh.
So I think that's really cool that I believe that series is winding down after season 4. So I think it's really cool they're bringing on some original older cast members to be part of that. I wonder if they'll play maybe teachers or something in that school, because that would be kind of cool. So I've never seen this series. I've seen all the High School Musical movies, but I've never seen this series. So I think that's cool that they're gonna be in season 4. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. No Zac Efron, of course, but right. I mean the other ones will be there.
Do you think he'll come back?
No. There's no. They didn't mention any Zac or Vanessa Hudgens. I think it'll be the other. I think Ashley Tisdale will be there. Corbin Blue. So there's gonna be a few there. So it'll still be good. Mary McDonnell has joined the Never Game pilot, which is starring Justin Hartley from This Is Us. This is the pilot that he sold as a producer, and will also be starring in.
Who's Mary McDonnell?
Mary McDonnell, gosh, she's been around for so long. I remember mostly from Dancing with Wolves. That's the first thing I ever saw her in. She played. Yeah. His wife.
I really like her.
So yeah, I like her. She's been around for a while.
Yes, you're right. Just not knowing their names, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see her face. And then finally, Frasier, the revival, has officially been ordered at Paramount Plus and will star Kelsey Grammer. They have not brought back or casted anyone else, so that's...
Frasier's not going to be the same without at least his brother.
Right? They're still working on that. Who knows if it's a money thing with bringing the brother on or anybody else, but yeah, he's the only one so far that for sure will be back on it. So we'll keep you posted as to any news we hear on the casting front on that.
Okay.
Movies and TV shows that have come out. We will do last week and then also this week. So first up, last week was the movie Smile. This is in theaters and stars Sosie Bacon. So after witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain. As an overwhelming terror begins taking over her life, Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality.
I really want to see this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I said when we watched the trailer, I was a no on this. So I'll let you report back.
It came out last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Came out last week.
So I can watch it.
So, yes. Then we have Bros. This movie's in theaters as well and stars Billy Eichner and Luke McFarlane. So Bobby is a neurotic podcast host who's happy to go on Tinder dates and content not to have a serious relationship. That all changes when he meets Aaron, an equally detached lawyer who likes to play the field. Repeatedly drawn to each other, both men begin to show their vulnerable sides as their undeniable attraction turns into something resembling a commitment. As I think I said when we watched the trailer for this looks very funny. It is... a gay rom-com, as Billy Eichner likes to say. He wanted to say there's like the first gay rom-com ever. I don't think that's true, but sure, we'll go with that. If he says so. It does look funny.
It does look funny.
I went to a movie theater to see it, but once it hits streaming, I actually for sure would watch it because I think I would laugh my butt off.
I know. I think it does look funny. I agree. I'm right there with you.
I think it looks really funny. Then we have the movie Blonde. This is on Netflix and stars Ana de Armas. So this is a look at the rise to fame and the epic demise of actress Marilyn Monroe, one of the biggest stars in the world at the time. This looks interesting. I probably won't watch it because I've honestly seen 2 different movies about her life, and it was rough. Like, I mean, they were good, but it's like you can only get someone like taken advantage and beaten down something where you're like, I'm good. I don't want to watch this thing ever again. Like, I feel really bad for her. She's no longer with us, but it's just feel really bad for what she went through at the time. So I like Ana de Armas. She looks very much the part. So yeah, but I just won't be watching it. But hopefully she's done a good job. Then we have The Greatest Beer Run Ever. This is a movie on Apple TV. It stars Zac Efron, Russell Crowe, and Bill Murray.
You know how many times I've been scrolling through that and I see that and I'm like, I have got to see that. I've got to see that, but I haven't.
It does look
checked it out
pretty funny. So in 1967, John Chicky Donahue leaves New York to track down his army buddies in Vietnam and share a few beers with them, but instead is confronted with the horrors of the war. The fact that this is a true story blows my mind. That someone I wouldn't say dumb, but it's just like, I don't know how you can think you could just like, I'm just going to go out and just visit buddies and give them something to look, a little happiness in their day. It's like, they're at war, dude. Like, I don't know what you really thought was, I don't know. So I'm interested to see it, just knowing it's a true story and just to see exactly, kind of what happened.
It is a true story?
It is
I
a true
did not know
story.
that.
It is actually a true story. I was like, I gotta watch this. Then we have Hocus Pocus 2. This movie on Disney Plus stars Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy. Is it Najimy or Najimy?
Najimy.
Okay. 3 young women accidentally bring back the Sanderson sisters to modern-day Salem and must figure out how to stop the child-hungry witches from wreaking havoc on the world. No, I have not seen the first one. This one has, and I actually just realized I think you did watch this.
I did. I started to watch it. It's very Disney-esque.
She didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it.
Okay.
Only because my husband was like watching it with me, and he has seen the first Hocus Pocus, and and it was cute. I love it. Like, I think most people do, but the second one, it's very, I don't know. It's got the teenagers in it that try to be funny. I don't even know how to explain it. So far I'm like, meh. I'm really still on the fence. Yeah.
So you may not even finish it because you're like,
right.
I wasn't liking it.
Exactly. I was trying so hard because I loved the first one so much.
Oh. Then you have My Best Friend's Exorcism. This is a movie on Amazon and stars Elsie Fisher and Chris Lowell. So in 1988, best friends Abby and Gretchen navigate boys, pop culture, and a paranormal force clinging to Gretchen. With help from a mall exorcist, Abby is determined to compel the demon back to the pits of hell if it doesn't kill Gretchen first.
Is this supposed to be a comedy?
It is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a horror comedy, folks. It is. I did watch the trailer and I was like, oh, okay. Set in the 80s, a horror comedy
there you
set
go,
in the 80s.
when you said them all.
Yeah. Apparently, too, it's also based off a book. So I probably won't watch this. So if anyone out there does, I would love to hear more. If anyone enjoyed it, because I'm curious, but not enough to honestly want to watch it. But yeah, anyway, there's, as you know, with me, it's like I like some teenage movies. Some are just like, this one looks like one I probably wouldn't be able to stand, but you never know. Then we have Interview with the Vampire. This is a new series on AMC starring Jacob Anderson. From when I saw Jacob Anderson, I kept looking at his face like, I know I've seen you from somewhere, and then I read later that he played Grey Worm in freaking Game of Thrones. I'm like, that's where your face is from. Anyway, so Jacob Anderson and then Sam Reed as Lestat and Louis. So this is a retelling of the Anne Rice book. The book, not the movie. Yes, there's been a movie, but this is a book adaptation. So in the year 2022, the vampire Louis de Pont du Lac, I can't say his name right, lives in Dubai and seeks to tell the story of his life or afterlife to renowned journalist Daniel Malloy. Beginning in the early 20th century, New Orleans, Louis' story follows his relationship with the vampire Lestat and their formed family, including teen fledgling Claudia. Together, the vampire family endures immortality in New Orleans and beyond. I would love to watch this. It's only on AMC Plus, though, in Sundance. I don't have cable, so I'd have to just subscribe to this. So I probably will, but I'm going to wait until the series is done because AMC is it's the most expensive at $10 a month.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, and I'm sure it's because it's not that popular, so unfortunately they have to charge more because not many people get it. So
Since when do you want to pay for AMC?
Right? And the last time I did, as maybe remember, is I did that for Discovery Witches. I did pay to watch that, that's true, and then I canceled it right after.
Yeah.
So this, I'm going to wait because does release weekly, just like that series. I'll wait till it's honestly over. Then I'll subscribe and I can just binge it and then cancel it after and only pay one for one month.
That's a good idea.
That's my goal because I would like to watch it. It actually does look pretty good. People, of course, are mad per usual at some race changes.
Oh, geez.
I don't. Apparently, the author she was aware of this before she passed. She didn't care, so it's like
so who cares?
Yeah, it's like let it go, people. Let's stop fighting about stupid stuff.
You know what? These
people aren't real. They're vampires. Let's remember this.
And vampires could be black. Hello.
Yeah. I'm one of those people, I guess I should put it out there. It's like, I don't think if it's not someone that's real, I don't think it should really matter.
Right, I agree.
If you're basing it on if we're doing a Barry Bonds movie, well, duh. Yeah, someone should look like Barry Bonds. But when you're a vampire, a mermaid, because I know people are slapping arms with the Little Mermaid thing. A mermaid, I don't know.
But they're doing
any of those Marvel people,
yeah.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, The Little Mermaid, though, I think it's such an iconic film that they should have stuck to what the story is, in my opinion. Although I could care less, but just don't change up the story. And I think for me with this one, because I do like that show a lot, that if they I don't care what the actors are, although let's be honest. Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, two beautiful guys. I don't care, but just don't change up the story. So that's when they do something for TV like this. It's kind of like, oh, is it going to be just as good or powerful like it was for me when it first came out?
That's true.
I don't know.
And I've heard early reviews so far have been pretty good in terms of how the story is, and that it does stick. I never read the book, but apparently it does stick close to the book, except for they aged up Claudia, whereas she is supposed to be like 11 or 12 like she was in the movie, and they made her like a 16-year-old. That's the only like thing someone thought was stupid. The whole point was supposed to be that she's this child who grows into a woman, but she's still a child, versus you're a teenager, and technically you could work that into being like a woman, but that's the only negative thing.
Do we know who the actors are?
Yeah, like I said, it's the Claudia's a newbie. This is actually her first show, but it's Jacob Anderson.
Jacob Anderson
was from Game of Thrones, and then Sam Reed.
Sorry, yes.
Who I actually don't remember who he was from.
See, I don't know the. So Jacob Anderson, which one was he?
So he was Grey Worm.
Oh, Grey Worm.
In
Yeah,
Game
she
of
said
Thrones.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Yep. Interesting,
Very
but we
eyes.
don't. Sam Reed, that sounds familiar too. What was
I
he?
just can't remember what he was in though for at the moment.
I'm gonna have to figure that one out.
So that was for last week. So for this week, we have the movie Till. This is, of course, in theaters and stars Jalen Hall, Daniel Deadweiler, and Whoopi Goldberg. So this is the true story of Mamie Till Mobley's relentless pursuit of justice for her 14-year-old son, Emmett Till, who was brutally lynched in 1955 when he visited his cousins in Mississippi.
Oh, dear.
I've seen, years ago a version of this movie before, so I know this. And again, like the other thing, it's like when you've seen one and it's such...
Yeah.
a hard thing to see. It's like it's hard to watch those things.
Is this a
multiple
true
times.
story?
Yes, that really happened.
Oh dear.
He did really get lynched. She did try and seek justice. I mean, they were never prosecuted, unfortunately. Like during the trial, like they weren't prosecuted at the trial, unfortunately.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, and it was just very unfortunate, all because some lady wanted to say that he made like a suggestive remark to her.
Oh, jeez.
It's like he's 14, but that wasn't at all what happened. And,
I'm sure.
And he was from, I want to say it's Chicago, where it was a whole different thing. And then he goes down to the South, Mississippi, and his mom tried to tell him things are different there. You have to watch how you act and approach, white people. It's not how it is here. They're not as open to us. You got to be, and unfortunately, whatever whether he really, was too out there or not. The point is, that woman he spoke to.
It wouldn't have mattered. He would have just had to have looked at her wrong in order to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It is hard to watch those. It really is.
Yeah. It is bad. Yeah. And then we have The Midnight Club. This is the new series on Netflix starring Zach Gilford and Igby Rigney. At a manor with a mysterious history, 8 members of the Midnight Club meet each night at midnight to tell sinister stories and to look for signs of the supernatural from the beyond. Yeah, I might say this. I haven't seen a trailer on this, so I don't know much about it, but I'm going to say this is a no. There's going to be a lot of, we're in the month of October now. We're going to a lot of Halloween-based stuff. I'm going to be like,
she really means it's a yes.
I'm good. I'm probably not going to watch you, but thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I will check out that.
Okay. Then we have Luckiest Girl Alive. This is a movie on Netflix and stars Mila Kunis and Finn Wittrock. So a writer's perfectly crafted New York City life starts to unravel when a true crime documentary forces her to confront her harrowing high school history and question the choices she's made as a teenager. This looks really good. I do want to watch this.
Right, I agree.
It's actually based off a book, so yeah. I'll probably watching this weekend.
Plus, it's Mila Kunis.
Right?
I really like her.
Yeah, we love her. Then we have Werewolf by Night. This is a movie special on Disney Plus and stars Gael Garcia Bernal and Laura Donnelly from Outlander and the Nevers. Love her. So on a dark and somber night, a secret cabal of monster hunters emerge from the shadows and gather at the Bloodstone Temple following the death of their leader. The attendees are thrust into a mysterious and deadly competition for a powerful relic.
Who thinks up these shows?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously, what goes on in their brain? Because, listen to what that's about. I don't think I'd ever think about that. That probably would never come up in my head.
I doubt it's scary. I could probably watch this one and be fine.
But it's on Disney Plus,
right? So we'll see. I guess we'll see. I don't know. It may be okay. The trailer didn't grab me, but who knows? Maybe it's okay. And then Hulu has the Hellraiser movie. This stars Jamie Clayton as a female Pinhead this time around, and then Brandon Flynn. So this is a young woman must confront the sadistic supernatural forces behind an enigmatic puzzle box responsible for her brother's disappearance. Probably will not watch that. I did watch the original Hellraiser, but I don't remember anything about it, and I don't remember being scared of it. But
Yeah.
I don't think it interests me.
I didn't see it either,
I don't think it interests
which is
me.
weird
So.
for me.
And I'm sure when I watched it was like on TV. I didn't go see it in the theater or
Yeah.
anything like that, but I don't know. Then we have Significant Other. This is a movie on Paramount Plus. Stars Mackay Monroe and then Jake Lacey. So sinister events plague a young couple when they take a backpacking trip through the forests of the Pacific Northwest. This actually intrigues me because I think it may have a supernatural element.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's what it sounds like.
The trailer just shows like a couple seemingly loving, but then it's like the woman, there's something wrong with her because he seems like skeeved out during certain points of the trip, and then at one point he ends up going over a cliff, and then she's found by a whole different couple and she's alone. So but I get the feeling maybe she's a possessed person or something, because something's off about her, because when they're trying to ask her like what's wrong, like why are you here alone, like she's not answering them, and she just seems like she's not really there or out there. So I might actually watch this because I'm curious to know what the heck's going on. But I think too, probably because it's October, I have a feeling it's going to be something
Something
like
creepy.
some horror creepy element there. And then finally for this week, we have A Friend of the Family. This is a limited series on Peacock and stars again Jake Lacey. He was most recently seen in White Lotus, just FYI. Then we have McKenna Grace, Anna Paquin, and Colin Hanks. So this is a harrowing true story of the Broberg family, whose young daughter Jan was kidnapped multiple times in the 1970s by a charismatic, obsessed family friend. Devoted to their faith, family, and community, the Brobergs were unprepared for the sophisticated tactics their neighbor used to exploit their vulnerabilities, drive them apart, and turn their daughter against them, permanently altering their lives.
Yeah.
We had a coworker that had watched the documentary on this, and it sounded crazy. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised if we went go ahead and did a dramatization of this with actors. So
Right. Yeah. And the documentary is on Netflix still.
Oh, is it so?
Yeah.
Okay. So
what was it called?
I don't know what the documentary was called.
Something. Oh, you know what? I'll figure it out.
Okay. But so those are everything you can watch. There's a lot
Yay.
going. So what we've been watching these past 2 weeks. So I went and saw Don't Worry, Darling in theaters. Now this starred Florence Pugh and Harry Styles as a couple in this picturesque, 50s town. Looks like Palm Springs to me. I'm sure that's where it was filmed. It has to be.
Yeah.
And just the weird goings on, exactly what's going on in this town. You can't say too much or else it would give away the twist, but I mean, there is a giant twist as to what is really happening that I never would have guessed, honestly, when you realize what's going on. But I liked it. I thought it was very well done. There are some parts at the end I felt were left unfinished, but I thought Florence she's great. She did a great job. Harry Styles actually did a good job too. I hadn't seen him in anything else he's acted in, even though I know he's acted before. He did a really good job too. So I did like it. It wasn't a thriller or anything. It was just a good drama.
That's good.
Into the lives of these people and what was going on. So I would give it probably 3.5 wine corks out of 5. I do think it's worth a view. So yeah, I really did. I did like that. And then I watched Samaritan. This is a movie on Amazon starring Sylvester Stallone. As basically, I guess you could say he's a retired superhero because he's hiding in plain sight as a garbage man. But it was just one of those really fun, harken back to the 90s, just quick, 100-minute movies. It was very entertaining. The story actually was pretty solid. It wasn't cheesy. It wasn't stupid. Honestly, it was just one of those like cool, fun action movies, kind of like what's something I compare it to? Something like Face Off back in the day. Just something like cool to watch. The storyline made sense, and it was just fun.
Right.
So I definitely would recommend. This was like a 4 wine corker for me. It was just a good time. and he played the aging superhero well. I mean, that is how I think of him now when I see it. So yes,
Right.
I would definitely give that a watch. And then finally, I've been watching this for a few weeks now. It's I want to say it's 4 episodes in, so I thought I'd go ahead and talk about it since it's not over yet. But the new American Gigolo series on Showtime, starring John Bernthal, the man who freaking is everywhere.
Right.
Anyway, my
Gosh.
favorite though being the Punisher, but yes, this man's been everywhere. Anyway, this is basically a retelling of American Gigolo. It kind of takes parts of the original movie, but you're basically starting a little bit from the beginning, but then you also get time of his jail time, of how because that's where the original movie ended, as I understand it. But then it's mainly focusing on his life, how he gets back into his life after he gets out of jail. It is honestly fascinating, and I have to tell you, it's kind of uncomfortable to watch, which I think was the point of it, because they've given him this backstory of basically being sold into this lifestyle, which it doesn't give you that feel, which because I've never seen the original movie, but it doesn't give you that feel good feeling. I'm sure the original movie was portraying that he's cool, da da da. And yes, it tries to portray, when it shows back flashbacks, that he in the end ended up enjoying being a gigolo, but it gives it a whole other perspective when you have this thing of his mom put him in this position, and he just kind of like kept going with it. So it's interesting. He's trying to figure out who set him up and why to be put in prison, although I think I pretty much know. I think I forget. I think it's kind of obvious if you're watching it who's the one that did it.
I don't even remember that from the first one. Of course, it came out in what? Did it come out in the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did come out in the 80s.
Gere?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It did come out
So
in the 80s.
I need to watch it because I don't remember a lot of it. Although I felt, I'll have to rewatch it.
So I guess I'll have to give it a watch. I may watch it once this season is over. There's supposed to be like 6 or 7 episodes of this, and so I just have 3 more left. But it does release weekly, so I have a few weeks to go.
Yeah.
But I am liking it so far. Like I said, it's just interesting to watch it and like it, but at the same time, you just feel so uncomfortable. Like at the same time, knowing
What's uncomfortable about it?
It's like, you can tell, it's interesting, they made him, and I'm not sure, I don't think this is how he was supposed to be in the movie, they made him more, he's a very shy person. Like, he kind of pumps himself up, or did pump himself up to be this gigolo, and he enjoyed it at the time, but outside of that, this very quiet, shy person, he kind of like, he does what I do sometimes, where when you're in a weird situation or you don't know people, he like looks down when he's like walking,
right.
and I like, you can just tell he's like trying to not be intrusive in certain situations, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
He's not cocky and self-assured at all.
Really?
Which is what I would have expected.
Yeah.
When you see flashbacks, he is, but you can tell he's just putting on like, because that's what he's supposed to do. I'm supposed to be woohoo, da 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 da.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be this way.
Yeah, and maybe actually in the flashback, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe he was that way, but because of his time in jail, now that he's out, he's just very like, and so him trying to get back into doing this gigolo stuff, he just seems very uncomfortable. Yet he can flip it, or at least he did. Like for the client, like he's game face as soon as it's over, he's just like you can just see a subtle change. Very good actor. He's able to shut that subtle shift where he can just like, okay, now he's just like himself. He doesn't want to be in there. So when they're flashing back to his relationship with Michelle, the girlfriend, who's obviously it's Gretchen Mall's playing her. In the original movie, it was Lauren Hutton.
Yeah.
It's very obvious to me that this is the difference. Yes, you can tell he was in love with this person versus how he acts with clients. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just very interesting, and I feel bad. I guess is why it seems uncomfortable. I feel bad, especially when it flashes back to like his teenage years, and like the woman, the madam, I guess you could say, is like trying to school him what the heck he should be doing. You're just like, this is so odd. You're just like, what is going on?
Right.
And you just feel bad. And the new one, like his or her, I should say, it's her niece, like takes over. Because she's older now, and she's a bitch. So let's just say, ooh.
What?
When she like her motivation, I'll just say it's like at one point she's like slapping him around like saying, she's like, where are you in there? Like, you seem so what she is, he's got to jail, stupid. She's like slapping him around. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
like, why are you
gosh.
abusing this man? Let's like give him a minute. He's like, you're asking for things he's not used to doing anymore. So,
Right.
but I mean, I was like, that whole like scene, I was
So
like, this
that
is
irritated you.
I was like, so when he like ran out of there after, I was like, yeah, get the hell out, please. I'm like, this lady's crazy. Anyway, but of course he goes
Wow.
back, which is stupid. But anyway, I'm interested to see where it goes with her, only because I'm like, what is wrong with you? Anyway,
So how many wine corks so far?
I'm gonna give this 3.5. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
I think that's good. So I was trying to remember, because I've watched so many different things, but I'm still trying to get through House of Cards. It's something that I watch nightly, and I know I'm the only one person on the planet who hasn't watched it, but it sure is interesting. And I've heard such good things about it. And also, still watching House of the Dragon. I love it so much. I'm just such a, Game of Thrones nerd. I don't know what it is, but I think it's really great. Anyway, so I'm watching those, but I did watch Last Seen Alive, which is new out on Netflix, and it's with we love him. What's
I
his
just
name?
saw the trailer on that. It's Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. Oh, I love Gerard Butler. He was in 300, P.S. I Love You, just to say a few things.
That's true.
But anyway, and basically it's his wife suddenly vanishes at a gas station. He pulls in to get gas. They're kind like she had cheated, had an affair. Of course, he's so nice and had forgiven her, and they were working on it, but she needed a little bit of a break, so he was taking her to her parents' house.
Oh, okay.
And she said that she needed some water, so she goes into the gas station to get some water, and when she comes out, someone had kind of said, "Hey, how are you?" And then that's the last you see.
Oh, okay.
And so he's freaking out, running around, trying to figure out what has happened to her. And he's doing everything he can to figure it out. And it's super crazy, but it's a shoot 'em up, bang bang type of movie. It was pretty good. I'd say three wine corks for me. So yeah, it's new out, and it's called Last Seen Alive. And then the other one I watched which is something I wanted to see for a while. It came out in 2016, I think it is, The Witch.
Oh.
With
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Anna Taylor-Joy. And that is, wow, just crazy. When you get back, it's like based in 1650, the year 1650. And back then they were kind of, I don't know, I don't even, what were they called? Like some of the first very religious, I want to say they remind me of Amish people, but not faith, but I don't think that's quite what it was. It was Protestants, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Anyway, there's this witch. There is a witch. And the curse that is played out on their family, like her family, it's like her and her siblings, and then her mom and dad. And they're cast out by their group's leader, like I want to say something like a bishop, but he's the one who oversees the whole group in a religious setting. And so he basically banishes them. So they had to go live their life on their own somewhere else and survive. And that's when they come upon some really weird things that happened. It was crazy. Did I think it was scary? No, it's just really kind of unfathomable. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but yeah, watch it. I'd like to hear some comments.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll have to think about that one.
Right. Yes.
But some good possibilities. Now it's time for some movie trailer talk. So first up, we have spoiler alert. This will be out December 2nd and stars Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory, Ben Aldridge, and Sally Field. So this looks really cute. It's like a gay comedy. I guess it's kind of a coming out because in it looks like his Jim Parsons' parents, played by Sally Field, another gentleman, don't really know. They know he's gay, but he never came out to them, so they've just been waiting, I guess, for him to say something, because there's a part in there where they're like, thank God, we're waiting for you to say something, because you've been we know these things, and you're just acting so silly with us. We're hip, we're cool, we're okay with this.
We got this.
Yes, we got this. But it looks like it's going to be a really cool relationship comedy. He's getting into this new serious relationship, and he just seems like he doesn't feel like he's worthy of being in it. But it's about working it out, sticking it through on his first real out and proud relationship. So I think it looks really cute. The trailer didn't make it seem super funny, but it could be. Maybe it's just saving the best laughs for later. You don't know. And I love Sally Field.
I do too.
I haven't seen her for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm actually not I'm not a Big Bang. I was never a Big Bang Theory fan, so I am not technically a fan of Jim Parsons per se. But he does look he's having a good time here. So this is probably one I would check out as well later. And then we have Violent Night. This will also be out December 2nd and stars David Harbour from Stranger Things. And then also John Leguizamo, who has been out for decades, right? So this is just one of those wham bam action comedies. I mean, David is dressed as Santa the entire time. The gist I'm getting is that maybe he's a family friend of the main couple whose house gets broken into. He was supposed to play Santa for their daughter, and things go haywire from there because their house gets broken into by these armed intruders who want money out of this couple's vault. So it looks like a throwback to those 90s actioners that used to like I guess you could even say even Die Hard.
Right.
Die Hard, yeah. That's a good segue to say it's like Die Hard. Die Hard in December, So I think it looks really good. David looks like he's about to kick some major butt in this.
Yeah. Well, I actually really like those two, so it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be pretty good.
That'd be cool. Yeah. This. I would see this. Whether I see it in the theater or not, but I would see this for sure. I am on board with that as well.
Okay. Well, I think that's all we have for this week. Thanks so much for listening. We had fun as usual and hope you did as well. There's a lot of good shows that came out last week versus this week, and I think there's just more on the horizon with us going into the holidays. So, but please leave us a review or comment. It really does help us out, and please follow us on Instagram at movies_munchies_moscato, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you, guys.